I have been struggling without petrol since morning. I couldn't sell all this food. There are people who are struggling to eat a day's meal.
The government should have taken some action. They have not done anything. The innocent people are the ones who suffer.
They say an oil shipment is late. The government should maintain stocks to face such a situation.
This has become a joke. Constant strikes, fuel shortages. The whole country has become a joke.
Well, that was the displeasure of certain individuals expressed owing to this current situation faced all over Sri Lanka. Here's an in-depth analysis taken place by Newsfirst. Now, the Minister of Petroleum Resources Development, Arjuna Ranatunga, has called on the general public to use petrol sparingly but without any undue fear. Issuing a special statement, the minister noted that a shipment of fuel imported by Lanka IOC proved to be of substandard quality and was therefore not unloaded. Well, now the long queues at fuel stations were seen for second day today. What is the real reason for this shortage of fuel that is being reported from all across the country? Now, fuel of the Indian Oil Corporation that was brought into the country on the 15th of October, this was rejected, citing that the oil was not of proper standard. The ship carrying oil for the Ceylon Petroleum Corporation was supposed to arrive in the country on the 3rd or the 4th of this month. However, there are reports now that the ship will only arrive in the country by the 8th or the 9th of November. Now, the Minister of Petroleum Resource Development, Arjuna Ranatunga, has called on the general public to use petrol sparingly but without any undue fear. Issuing a statement, the minister noted that a shipment of fuel imported by Lanka IOC proved to be of substandard quality and was not therefore unloaded. As a result of this, supply of petrol to fuel stations across the country has been hampered. Now, according to the minister, he states that the ministry is capable of supplying 80% of the requirement of the country and notes with concern instances of unrest among the public. Now, the Petroleum Corporation or the trade union state that only 10,000 metric tons of fuel remain in the reserves. The daily requirement is around 4,000 to 5,000 metric tons. According to this data, the reserves of fuel in the country will only be adequate for 2 days. Even if the ministry decides to go on spot purchases, a ship carrying fuel will not be able to reach the country that fast. Now, based on the information that we have been able to gather, a ship carrying fuel will arrive in the country on the 8th or the 9th of this month. The general public raised questions as to whether the reserves will run out in 2 days and whether there will be a fuel crisis after Tuesday. The trade union states that there is an attempt by the government to opt for spot purchases or to accept the fuel in the rejected shipment.
They took steps to create this situation. On Thursday, the officials decided not to issue the normal quantity of petrol into the market. This was a wrong and arbitrary decision. That is why we have to face this situation. The 30,000 metric tons imported by the Lanka IOC was rejected. They were supposed to immediately order another shipment within 7 days. They haven't done this. This is an issue. There is no fuel shortage. They are trying to create an artificial shortage and push the minister and the officials towards a spot purchase at a much higher rate. An immediate investigation should be launched. This is a black mark on the government as well as the CPC. There is a clear fuel shortage. The shipment that arrived on the 15th of last month was rejected by the laboratories due to its poor quality. They promised to bring in another shipment of 30,000 metric tons. They haven't done that yet. We have received reports that the Indian ship that was rejected is currently anchored off the China Bay.
Still on to the same story now, there were stocks of fuel that have been rejected on previous occasions as well. However, there was no fuel shortage as a result of this rejection. As per the information we received, the subject minister holds a discussion with the relevant officials every week to understand and ascertain the fuel requirements. Now, the purchasing of fuel was being done as per long-term tender process at which quarter, however, a cabinet paper had been presented to seek permission to go into spot purchasing after cancelling the tender procedures that were followed over a long period of time. Now, according to what the ministry says, there will be no spot purchasing done for fuel. Then, why was such a cabinet paper presented? Even if fuel purchasing is done through spot purchasing, the ship carrying the fuel will take 2 to 3 weeks to arrive in the country. By this time, the fuel cargo ordered by the CPC will arrive in the country. Then, what will happen to the excess fuel? News First will keep a close watch.